Hello, everybody. This is Sarah coming to you from the Golden Rock Dive Center on St. Eustatius. Going to talk to you a little bit about St. Eustatius, where we are and what we're up to. I do have two screens going here, but can everybody hear me? Wait for some responses to come in. Make sure you can hear me and you can see me. Okay, all right, there I go. I'm on stage chats. There's so many chats. Okay, so drag my feet just a couple of minutes to let everybody get on, but we will be doing two prize draws at the end of this presentation. So I'm going to kind of move quickly through the presentation, but hopefully don't rush too much. Make sure if you have any questions, you can come see us at the booth afterwards at Golden Rock Dive Center booth after the prize draw and ask any questions you might have. Okay, also remember to double click on my screen share so you can see the slides as big as you can get them. All right, we will move along then. Okay, so welcome to our beautiful and tiny little island of St. Eustatius with just over 30 kilometers of protected nature above and below water. Considering that St. Eustatius is only 11 square kilometers in total, that's a lot of protection. SNAPA is the National Park Association that's in charge of maintaining all this protected nature. Over this next about 20-25 minutes, I'll just be showing you about Statia, our Golden Rock Dive Center, and especially the diving around St. Eustatius. So Statia is lovingly known as Statia. We have just less than 4,000 inhabitants. We offer relaxation, nature, privacy, and safety, especially during these times of the COVID-19 pandemic. But in general, the island is safe and without crime. It's a place you know you can relax, and the island is going to take care of you, and the people are going to take care of you. So where in the world is St. Eustatius? We are located in the Caribbean. We're actually not that far away for a lot of US and European flights. We can go direct to St. Martin, which is only 30 miles north of us. Also, St. Kitts is another smaller hub. That's just south of us. But we're definitely a world away. That one extra little flight from St. Martin to Statia really separates us from all the hubbub. So I'm going to be honest with you. St. Eustatius is not really for everybody. If you are one of those people that likes miles of sandy beaches with sunburned, booze-soaked tourists, or if you like to be elbow to elbow in nightclubs, or like to do a lot of duty-free shopping in the shimmering shops, Statia is probably not going to be for you. What we do offer is over 30 kilometers of protected national parks and reserve, both above and below water. We've got the quiet, dark, sandy, volcanic, and rocky beaches, small visiting yachts and sailboats, and peaceful flower-lined roads with only goats causing traffic, and chickens. All of the businesses and hotels and restaurants on Statia are independently owned, so you're not going to see any McDonald's, no Hiltons, no corporate businesses of any kind. Not even a stoplight, except for right now, we've got one temporary stoplight during an updated road construction project. We have unspoiled nature with two terrestrial parks on the island, both the Boven and the Quill, which are both old volcanoes. The Quill is dormant, Here you see the lesser Antillean iguana, which is indigenous to Statia. One of my personal favorites is the land hermit crab. When you hike up the quill, you can hear them rolling back down to the beginning of their long hike back up the quill. There's over 17 hiking trails around the island, and those are maintained also by Statia. Boven in the north is very arid climate, lots of dry forest there. But then you've got the crater down into the crater. The quill is a tropical rainforest, so quite a diverse ecosystem over our 11 square miles. Statia has beautiful and very friendly people from all over the world, with well over 20 different countries represented with the residents here on Statia. So with our about 3,500 inhabitants, Statia truly is a melting pot. Here on Statia, you really do greet practically every single person you pass with a wave or a honk or a good morning, good afternoon. Our younger generation is becoming entrepreneurs and opening lots of new, unique businesses. We've got Selby's Apiary or Beekeeper. Also the Burkle Family History Museum. Their family has been on this island for many generations. Made in Statia with farm and animal education tours, and then lots of local sustainable fishing opportunities. Statia has a very deep history. It was originally inhabited by the indigenous tribes prior to the arrival of the Europeans that then killed them off. It changed hands between European countries well over 20 times before finally landing under the control of the Dutch. But Statia was once an international trading hub back in the late 1700s and 1800s. So it got its name, the Golden Rock, during that era of great prosperity. So lots of trade happening here, including lots of slave trading from the transatlantic slave trade. Its rich and unique history can be seen all over the islands, from the people, the inhabitants, the warehouse ruins along the bay, and Statia has the oldest Jewish synagogue in the Caribbean. Fun fact, St. Eustatius was the first foreign entity to formally acknowledge the new United States of America after the American Revolution on November 16th, 1776. So the U.S. Andrew Doria sailed by and fired cannons of salute, and Statia fired back the salute. And each year we still celebrate that on November 16th. It's called Statia Day. So we might be secluded, but we still can boast some incredible accommodations and restaurants, ranging from countryside cabins to luxury private villas. So we've got something for everyone. Currently, there's only about 100 hotel rooms on the island. However, we've got a new small resort that is planning to open early next spring that will bring in 48 new luxury suites. Many of our divers enjoy staying right on the bay, so it's just a few minute stroll from the hotel to the dive center. But we can find anything that works for you. Since the dive centers and the hotels are all independent from each other, you won't get stuck with any corporate situation. So Golden Rock Dive Center is small, friendly, and flexible. The two owners and operators work every day side by side with our two full-time staff, who are PADI IDC staff instructors. And then we also have a part-time local intern, or from the local school vocation program, Rashinli, and he helps out some too. We really do only work with small groups. It's very common to see, 2 to 6 divers on our boat is kind of an average day. Every once in a while we get more than that, but average is 2 to 6. So it's almost like your own personal dive trip. We're a very relaxed environment at the dive center. You can come back between the dives to the shop and relax for your surface interval. Here you see my husband, David, and Gary like to play darts. So if you like games, you can do that, or you can just hang out and chat, have a beer. Since David and I purchased the Golden Rock Dive Center in April of 2017, we have been awarded the Traveler's Choice Award from TripAdvisor each year. And you'll see with those reviews that people really say they feel like part of the family with us, and they get lots of personalized attention. So go check out those reviews when you get a chance. Our boats are located just a few steps from the dive center, so it's really easy access. You don't have to take any long car rides or schlep your gear all over the place. We've got 2 boats, Stumpy. We usually do no more than 8 on her, but technically she can hold 12 divers, while Easygoing can hold up to 22. However, we usually cap it off at 18. Both of the boats have very sturdy, large ladders, so it's easy exit from the water, and both are covered from the elements. We are, as you can tell here, located directly on the bay. We've got just a small basic retail area, but lots of space to sit and relax and watch the waves. So Golden Rock Dive Center is the only PADI 5-star dive center on St. Eustatius. We have a professional all instructor staff. So they provide thorough but fun instruction starting from Discover Scuba Diving all the way up through Dive Master. And because we're so small and we're not overrun with walk-ins and mass tourism, our instructors have plenty of time to give that individual attention towards the dive students. Community, especially the children, and nature preservation are definitely passions of our dive center. So you'll see us regularly outside of regular tourism diving, working with the community, especially with our local residents. It's amazing how many people are surrounded by an ocean, growing up on an island and have never been in the ocean. So we work literally hand in hand to teach them about their water and ocean preservation, especially the children. You see here we've got lots of kids, and really show them how important it is to protect their waters. And they teach us too. Here they are teaching me baby shark. All right, we also work on conservation and science. So we work hand in hand with most of the local and visiting marine scientists. We've got the Diadema Repopulation Project, the Artificial Reef Ball Project with the ROSTA, and many other surveys, including coral, fish, and turtle surveys. Because of this close relationship with the scientists, Golden Rock Dive Center offers citizen scientists and ecotourism opportunities, including reef survey dives, project aware training, and dive against debris. We like to offer educational talks, particularly there's the turtle talk before we do the night dive to the Turtle Hotel on the Chin Tong. I'll tell you more about that shortly. So we provide lots of opportunities to interact with these scientists to learn what's going on in the marine science realm. So the diving in Statia, I think, is the best in the world. Statia has more reef environment around the island than either Bonaire or Saba, and almost as much as the 2 combined. We have over 30 dive sites. Most are on moorings. There's only 1 boat allowed on the mooring at a time. Boat rides are just between 5 to 15 minutes to most of our sites. And our sites vary over 7 different dive ecosystems. So ensuring that everybody gets something that they really love. Sorry, close down the screen there. Okay, wreck dives. So we've got, sorry here guys, let me pull up my, all right. So new wrecks. So the most prominent is the Charles L. Brown, lovingly known as Charlie Brown. She was sunk here on Statia in 2002. She is a very large ship of 100 meters in length and lies at 30 meters of water. She was an old AT&T line boat and laid the first transatlantic cable. We also have the Chintong, which is a Taiwanese fishing vessel. She's about 30 meters in length, so quite a bit smaller and a little bit more shallow as well. This is the amazing night dive opportunity. So you've got the hull is completely covered in orange cup coral that's bloomed out, and you have just, it feels like 100 sea turtles just swimming all around you. Because our turtles are never molested, they are not afraid of divers, so they'll come right up to you. We've got little bitty ones all the way up to big, huge grandpa ones. So also, because of Statia's prominent history, we have lots of really unique archaeologic diving opportunities. So during the trade days in the late 1700s, up to 200 trading ships would be anchored in Statia waters at any one time. Some of these ships sank, leaving behind bottles, ceramics, and cannons, but many of the other ones did not sink, thankfully, but they did leave behind anchors that got lodged under coral. So a lot of our sites, you see these big old anchors. And very special to Statia are the glass blue beads. These were made by the Dutch and given to slaves to be used as commodities instead of money. The story goes that when slavery was finally abolished in 1863, the slaves threw out their beads off the cliffs and into the ocean in celebration. And Statia has tons of healthy protected reef, so well over 1,000 hectares. Since we don't have thousands of mass tourists kicking the coral or cruise ships dumping waste, our reef has stayed very healthy. We have beautiful hard and soft coral, large schools of reef fish, both small and big fish, and a healthy pelagic population. We've got wall dives, isolated outcroppings, lava flow encrusted with coral from the Quill eruption 40,000 years ago. So lots of variety. So the pelagic populations we see, nurse sharks and reef sharks are our primary shark population species. You'll also have eagle rays are always a very special sighting. And our barracuda are particularly friendly here on Statia. So this is a picture pretty common to see with the barracuda coming right up to get his picture taken. And Statia has an abundance of sea turtles, primarily hawkbill and green turtles. And then also the Caribbean stingrays, they're just everywhere, lying in the sand like little landmines. And some of them grow huge, it's almost as big as my wingspan. And again, you can approach them very close and they stay pretty relaxed. Here's a picture Kira got with both a turtle eating lunch in the seagrass and a stingray swimming by. So now we're moving on to my personal favorite, which is the mackerel. So gobies and blennies and sea goddesses, oh my. And then here you see a picture of the Caribbean spiny lobster with her eggs. And this is very common, usually about 50% of the lobster that we see have eggs, and they keep them for several months. Because of the protection with fishing, we have just thousands of lobsters everywhere. and page 2 of macro because I love them so much. And of course, my favorite is the little smooth trunk juvenile here in the center, just the cutest thing. But lettuce sea slugs, juvenile drumfish, seahorses. Very special is the gaudy clown crab. So this is a pretty common sight dive day here on Statia. We call it one of our glass dive days. You can see how close the island is. So it's this dive site is one of our farther dive sites, further. And you can see how close the island still is. And then in the background, you can see St. Kitts. So COVID, like everybody, pretty much tourism has been closed since March. Currently, anyone coming to Statia from a high-risk country has to quarantine for 2 weeks before they can come out. So those handful of you that can work from home and move your home to the Caribbean, let me know. We can work out a good deal for you. Businesses are surviving because the government subsidies are allowing us to keep our employees and work on some upgrade projects. We have implemented our COVID policies and procedures, and we get to practice with those. When we dive with our resident divers once or twice a week, they still come dive with us. We were recently awarded the Virus Awareness Seal from Good Travel Guide, so we're proud of that. Took a lot of work to get all of that established. And Statia in general is going through quite a few upgrades. So we're getting a new airport terminal and some new concrete roads, and some of the utilities are being placed underground. But don't worry, she's still going to keep her charm. She's not going to be overrun anytime soon. Statia's really like stepping back into the Caribbean 40 years ago. So with all of this, you can rest assured that we will be here, we will be in business, and we will be taking you diving as soon as you can get to us. So that's the end of that presentation, and thank you very much for your time. Don't leave, there's a prize draw coming.